Line Entertainment here at Danny South Restaurant, located at 4300 Abbott Road, across from Ralph Wilson Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, the Bills not the way you wanted to go on Sunday, 40-32. They fall to the New England Patriots, but we're here to talk a little bit about that and move forward and look ahead to the Miami Dolphins next week. We're going to bring in right now our player host, as always here, AJ Tarpley, linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, joining us here today. Thank you very much, AJ.
Thank you very much. And joining me tonight is my fellow rookie, all-purpose running back, Karlos Williams.
Karlos Williams, thank you very much. Karlos, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to get to you in just a little while. I know you got a lot of exciting things going on in your life. Just got engaged recently,
yes,
and going to get married pretty soon. So we'll get to that in a little while. But first, AJ, I want to ask you about what it was like on Sunday, because it didn't go the way you wanted to, obviously. 40-32, you guys drop a decision to Tom Brady. We all know how great he is. We all know that offense can be very tough to stop. But from a defensive perspective, what went wrong in the game?
There's a multitude of things, and first you got to credit them. You never want to take away credit from that offense. They're a great offense, but at the same time, we just gave them too much. We had penalties that could have been prevented. We didn't execute, and they were able to have their way at times. And it was great to see the resiliency at the end. The offense stepping up, the defense stepping up to give us that chance. But all together, we need to play better.
Now, a lot of guys in the locker room afterwards talked about lack of composure and trying to rein things in, emotional and things like that. How do you do that? And what did you see from that aspect from looking out there and watching that unfold? Were you guys a little bit too emotional, a little bit too jacked up maybe, and that get the better of you?
I don't know if I'd say that. Just got to channel your emotions correctly. But I think, the leaders of this team, the veteran guys, they're going to right the ship. Coach Ryan's going to right the ship. And they know how to do that. They've been in the league. They can take care of those situations. So it's definitely a game that we can learn from.
How do you do that, Karlos? From your perspective, you've been involved in a lot of big football games in your life. You went to Florida State. You're here in the NFL, and, you're getting hyped for a game. There's a crowd is going nuts. How do you do that personally, kind of channel that emotion to something positive?
Well, coming from the defensive side of the ball, very, very aggressive. You want to be aggressive. The way you attack offenses, you want to be, up in their face, just up in their grill all the time. And so how do I channel that going to the offensive side of the ball is I think about alignment, assignment, and technique. Those things kind of get me squared away before the ball is snapped. It kind of keep me from making big mistakes, from pass protection to my wrong footwork on the run game to, reading the defense pre-snap. So kind of think about my alignment, my assignment, and my technique to kind of focus in and lock in on that play. So execution is 100%. Now,
if people are looking for something positive, obviously we are going to do that. It was the resiliency of the offense. Coming back, you guys were down 34-13 headed to the fourth quarter. You came back 19 straight points, 3 straight touchdowns. What does that say about your unit as a whole?
We have great leadership. I believe it was Matt Castle, one of our veterans on the team, that kept the offense into it. After we got down by a little bit, he kept us going. He kept us in it. And you never know what somebody could say to keep your head on straight, to keep you mentally locked into the game, to keep you from just saying to yourself that it's kind of over. We're down by 14, down by 21. We're not going to come back. It's kind of like time to roll over. But that veteran leadership kept us going. Also, the leadership of our quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. He doesn't say much. He's a quiet guy, known for being a quiet guy. Just kind of kept us in it. Kept emotionally in the huddle. Kept us in. The little encouraging things he would say. Let's lock and let's focus. Go down and score this drive. And the plays he made with his feet and arm. Not only trying to be a runner, but trying to show he's a quarterback that can throw on the run. Making great passes. I believe he had one to Charles, the throw back shoulder, and he had another one across his body to I want to say Robert Woods for a touchdown. So he shows that he can lead this football team. Shows that he had a resiliency to come back, to have the want to come back and win. And I believe we showed that fight for Buffalo.
Yeah, he had one of the highest completion percentages ever in Buffalo Bills history in a game. 23 of 30 is a great day. AJ, we only got about a minute here in this segment. What was it like watching the offense come back from the sideline from a defensive standpoint?
It's awesome, especially the guys, that are out there battling, and they want to see that. This team, it's a true team. Everybody's leaning on each other for the kind of compete. They want to go out there, they want to win the game. So it was awesome to see.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to learn about Karlos because he has an interesting story. He was a defender, now he's an offensive player, and he's new here in Buffalo as well. We'll also talk with AJ Tarpley about the Miami Dolphins and defending against Ryan Tannehill, but that's after we come back. We got a lot more to talk about here at Danny South Restaurant on Out of Bounds.
Out of Bounds is brought to you by Diamond Cutters of Western New York. Buy where the pros buy direct from the Diamond Cutter. Excurus Salon and Spa, the finest in traditional and modern techniques. Savor the experience. Bova Family Chiropractic, 1953 Ridge Road in West Seneca. Feel the healing hands. Stumps Gymnastics Center, 2187 Worley Drive in Williamsville. And by Flixtures on the web at www.etsy.com/shop/fixtures. By Buffalo Battleground Airsoft Arena and Store, providing birthday parties, walk-on play, and gaming 5 days a week. And by Wall Performing Arts Studios. Dance, act, sing, learn from the best.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, presented by Ghostline Entertainment here at Danny South Restaurant. We have lots of sponsors, but one of the new ones we have on board this year, if your bills make you want to shout, it's time to go beyond your bank and make the move to your hometown credit union, Meridia Community Credit Union. So thank you a lot to Meridia FCU for being on board with us here at Out of Bounds this year. We appreciate all of their support as well as our other sponsors. We'll get to them, Excurria and Diamond Cutters, as always. They're here with us every year. All right, Karlos Williams is here with us this week, and you started off as a defender. You just said going from the defensive side to the offensive side. Kind of walk us through your journey in football, going from defense to offense. How did that happen?
I grew up a defensive guy. My two older brothers, my closest sibling, Vince Williams, plays linebacker for Pittsburgh. We've always played defensive side of the ball. Grew up as a defensive family. When I went to Florida State, Mark Stoops, who's now the head coach at Kentucky, was a great defensive coordinator, had ran a great scheme. Kind of fit my mold. He had coached one of the greatest safeties to play, Sean Taylor, when he was down in Miami, and he said I reminded a lot of him. So
wow.
When he recruited me, I went in right away. I made an impact at Florida State right away. My sophomore year, I played safety and outside linebacker. We won our first ACC championship underneath Jimbo Fisher. I played outside linebacker and safety in that Georgia Tech game. I recorded a career high. I had 11 tackles, 8 solo, 3 assists, and interception to seal the victory. So they kind of set my defensive build up. We had a new defensive coordinator, Coach Pruitt, came from Alabama.
Right.
I kind of fit that mold of running a complex scheme like an NFL scheme. We had an injury go down against Pittsburgh, the opening game, and Coach Fisher asked me to switch, make the transition. So he loved the way I carried the ball on kick returns. He said, why not try you out on offense?
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, one of the things that's endeared you to Buffalo Bills fans is just how hard you run and really going downhill. AJ, what's it like tackling this guy as he comes through the hole?
It's interesting. Karlos, even though he can run people over, he's still got the speed. Don't let him fool you. When he gets out there on the outside, he's taking off. But it's always fun, going up against Karlos at practice. He's a running back where, when you're blitzing or you're trying to fill a hole, he's not afraid to give you that helmet, give you that shoulder. Even if it is just a padded practice, going through the light, he wants that contact. He's a physical runner, and I think it's great.
Both you guys are rookies. Obviously, you just played your first 2 games in the NFL. Now, you played away preseason games, but you haven't been on the road yet. But AJ, what's the atmosphere been like for you the first 2 games here at Ralph Wilson Stadium?
It's been unbelievable, and I love Stanford. Come from Stanford, I had a great 5 years there. But the Buffalo Bills in this community is a whole different animal. These fans are unbelievable. The first 2 games, they did a tremendous job for us.
How about you, Karlos? I mean, Florida State, the Seminoles out Tallahassee, we know how great that place can rock. We might not get the war chant going here, but they have a shout song. That's pretty cool.
I've always said it's nothing like playing at Doak at night, and I'm telling you, that's a crazy, crazy place. But the way the Ralph was rocking yesterday was insane. I had chill bumps coming out the tunnel, the smoke, and just seeing the starters come out, and just seeing how exciting the whole stadium was. And I believe the ground was shaking. It's just you can't even take that back. I remember my first time around the tunnel at Florida State. It was a feeling that you could never have again. I tell freshmen that every time they come in. The first night you run out of the tunnel at Doak, you're gonna lose your mind. It's something that you can't even take back. And the first time I ran out of the tunnel in the Ralph against Indy, it's something that it's something I treasure for the rest of my life.
And the first time you touched the ball against Indy, you scored a touchdown. And the first time you touched the ball for Florida State, you scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got it. That's crazy, man. What's that like for you to say, oh my God, first touch and I score? That's something that lasts for you forever. It's gonna be written in books someday.
That's a blessing. My first play at Florida State, Coach Fisher decided to come in the locker room and say, well, you're gonna start the second half. The first play we're gonna give you a toss. He kind of built a selection of plays for me to run that week. He said, well, you ran the toss great, and the huddle was insane. Jameis said we're gonna snap the ball as the ref blows the whistle. Time the whistle blows, we're gonna snap the ball. Karlos, just run. Don't think. You're going to toss the ball, catch the ball, and run. My fullback, Chad Abrams, said the corner's going to be cut before you catch it. Kelvin Benjamin, a receiver for the Panthers now, said the safety's going to be gone. Bobby Hart, who's now a guard for the New York Giants, said I'm going to cut the outside linebacker, just run. Time I touched the ball, it was open green grass, and I used what God gave me was natural speed, and I went to the end zone. Against Indy, Coach Lynn kind of did the same thing, kind of have a package of plays that I run with Tyrod very, very well, and kind of hit the hole. And incognito, Richie came around and pulled, sealed the backer. Eric Wood made a great block on the nose, and I kind of hit E. Wood in the back, and no backer came off the backside. I kind of skimmed off the blocks, and it was off to the races.
Amazing stuff right there. AJ, now would you rather pick up a ball and score a touchdown to kind of like, win a game for a team? Would you rather get that game-winning sack as a defensive guy?
You might want to say the sack. I definitely think an interception return for a touchdown would also be, even better. But at the same time, as a defensive guy, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to make those physical plays, and a sack to end the game would be awesome.
Well, you've experienced the end zone now a couple of times in your Buffalo Bills career. That's pretty cool. So I want to ask you when we come back what the play was like this week that you scored on. You can walk us through that a little bit. We got Karlos Williams here, AJ Tarpley as always. Out of Bounds presented by Ghost Line Entertainment. I'm Sal Capaccio. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll be back after this timeout here at Danny's.
We know what's in front of us. This is going to be a dogfight. There's no question about it. Both teams, hungry for the first win in the division. The fact that it is Miami's home opener, it's definitely going to be a big challenge there. But we got to be sharp. We got to be vocal. We got to, will you mix in silent counts and all that? Of course, you'll be ready for all that. But it's definitely a much bigger challenge on the road. This is a very talented team we're going up against. When you look at them, obviously up front, everybody knows about Sue, Cameron Wake, Olivier Vernon. I mean, they can really rush the passers.
Yeah, Sue's a talented player. He's a premier player in this league, and he's a guy you have to account for on every snap. He's very disruptive, very powerful, very strong, and very smart. And it's a deadly combo. He's a really talented ball player. And we have our work cut out for us.
He's a great player. I played with him in Detroit. I played against him in Minnesota. He's somebody you always have to account for on every single play, no matter if he's making a play or disrupting the things for other people. So, great player. We're going to have to pack our lunch when it comes to him for sure.
They bring a lot to the table. Tannehill is a very dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw. Landry, he's very elusive, quick, great route runner. Great great with the ball in his hands. So we just got to be prepared for all those guys and what they're going to bring to the table. Just got to continue to watch film, study the scheme, and just go out there and have fun and make plays.
You feel like this is a defense you could run against?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can run against any defense. So it's just about going out there and executing and doing the things we need to do to be successful. So, we expect to be able to run the football, and it's something that's probably going to be a point of emphasis this week.
I'm excited to go back down there and play. I'm excited to see some of my boys on the team, see some people that I built great relationships with, and it's going to be special for me going down there and playing.
Coach Rex and the staff want to have us prepared with the scheme, and we just got to go out there and just understand the scheme, know the scheme, and just go out there and get and play full speed.
And welcome back to Out of Bounds here at Danny South Restaurant. I got a great crowd on hand tonight. Don't forget, every Monday night we're going to be here taping this show, and AJ's going to be along. He's going to bring a special guest from the Buffalo Bills each and every week. So come on down, enjoy it. Chicken wing soup, great specials, great food, great service. Lots of TVs. You can watch Monday Night Football with us as well. We want to thank Excurus Salon and Spa, Diamond Cutters of Western New York. Both those sponsors have been with us. New one, Meridia FCU. Thanks a lot for being on board. And tonight we also have the Bills Boosters are here tonight in the house. So thank you very much for coming on. The Bills Boosters are here tonight. All right, you get a touchdown the first week. You back it up with another one the second week. Tell us a little bit about the play. Opening drive, Bills lead 7-0. What happened?
Offense had a great drive, 80-yard drive. Kind of pick that tempo up, put the pressure on the Patriots. They're known for being a great pressure team, so we wanted to kick off the game right. Tyrod led the team down the field, and me and Booby have been that kind of ground and pound backs for our team. We have Shady McCoy, who's the best back in NFL football in open space. We've seen that this past weekend. Me and Booby became those third down, those third and short, those fourth and goal kind of guys, and Coach Lynn threw me at the right time, and a great play call. Kind of like pretty much a dive from the gun. John Miller, another rookie, was our third-round pick, came around and sealed the nose guard and kind of pancaked him, knocked the red out the hole. I went to end zone untouched. It's a great job at the offensive line.
AJ, I'm interested to know when you're out there and you're watching from the sidelines, you have to be ready to go. Obviously, anything can happen. But are you specifically watching Preston? Are you specifically watching Nigel? Are you watching the offense? What do you watch when you're out there?
A little bit of everything. You want to take in everything. Whether that's, are they staying true to, what we saw on tape? Are the Patriots following their game plan? But at the same time, you know certain plays and when it's stressful for the linebacker position, and you want to see, what's putting them in that stress. So I do try and watch both Preston and Nigel, and not just to learn from them and watch what the offense is doing, but just because both are great players.
What about during the week? Now, you finally went through a full game week, actually 2 of them, 2 game weeks. What's been the biggest difference between a game week at the NFL level and a game week at the college level for you?
I think it's an entirety of things. Throughout the practice, you're not going to get as many physical reps because this is the NFL. You got 53 guys in a practice squad. You don't have 100 guys to go through each and every day, each and every game. So I think it's just, you have to be able to take the mental reps. Whether or not I'm not getting any team reps with the starters, I still need to be able to learn both positions of the inside backer and be able to take that onto the field.
Now, you guys, both being rookies, I'm sure people have told you about the rookie wall. Guys hit a rookie wall sometimes. How do you prevent that? And, is that conscious about how you might take care of your body a little differently for a 16-game season and 17 weeks, actually, Karlos?
Yeah, I definitely learned that the first week. Usually Mondays we have off. Usually it's Tuesday. It depends on the team. We have off Mondays. We have an option of lifting or starting our lift on Tuesday. It's 3 days of lift. It's 3 days a week you lift when you're on the active roster. So I choose to take Mondays completely off. I choose not to lift. I might get some cardio in, but I decide to stay home with my daughter and my fiance. Kind of take that day to just relax, either like go to the mall or just get away from football for that day. I watch the game on my iPad right after the game, try to get that film in right away so it's still fresh in my head while I know the calls and try to get that right in. But on that Monday, like today, I just kind of just lay it back, chilled, watch what I eat, because obviously you want to, always want to keep that conscious, but kind of just lay back and chill, give my legs a rest, give my mind a rest from football, and then we hit right back to work on Tuesday.
Now, AJ, I think one of the things that people don't realize enough, fans, I think, is you don't just go in and lift weights on your own, right? I mean, how structured is it, and how much do they tell you what you need to do specifically for you to keep at your weight and your position?
Especially as a rookie, it's very structured. That's good for us. We're coming in and we don't know how an NFL season goes. Like you said, 17 weeks plus the preseason and hopefully the playoffs. And for us to have that structure is great. The coaches are always there, making sure we're doing the lifts correctly, making sure we're hitting certain numbers that we need to hit, making sure we're eating the right stuff and weighing the right weights. Because at the end of the day, over that long course of time, over the entirety of the season, even all the little details add up.
Now, obviously, Karlos, you were out a little bit in preseason. You had a bit of an injury, but how back up to speed are you? Is your conditioning back to where you think it should be? Mentally and physically, how are you doing?
Mentally there, boom. Mentally, you have the veterans I'm in the room with. They don't let slack. Slack is nowhere. Between Shady and Booby, and we had Bryce and we had Fred for a while, and also our star fullback Jerome Felton. There's no slack to be given. They text me constantly, call me constantly. Hey, we put this in. Make sure you watch this. So time I came back to the meeting room, I had to be on point.
Wow.
There was no drop off, and also we had injuries. So when I came back, I was put right into position where I left off as. Coach Lynn gave me the opportunity to earn those reps, to earn that second position behind Shady, and he said in the interview that I earned that. So it was also a great blessing to be able to, earn that job as a rookie, and also learn from the guys I was in the meeting room with. Physically, it was very hard. Being off my feet for a week and a half, 2 weeks. The season and a half was very, very stressful. Kind of. Why does it happen? How does it happen? Kind of thing. So, but also staying mentally positive. That I know I was going to be okay. I know I was going to be able to continue to play good football. Just so I had to be in that right mental state when I came back. It's time to play football now. Nothing else matters. It's time to go out there and get W's. All
right. Well, you got a brother that plays in the NFL. I want to ask you about that when we come back. Plus, the Miami Dolphins on tap for the Bills. We'll be back right here to Danny South Restaurant.
Out of Bounds is brought to you by Diamond Cutters of Western New York. Buy where the pros buy direct from the Diamond Cutter. Excuria Salon and Spa, the finest in traditional and modern techniques. Savor the experience. Bova Family Chiropractic, 1953 Ridge Road in La Seneca. Feel the healing hands. Stumps Gymnastics Center, 2187 Worley Drive in Williamsville. And by Fixtures on the web at www.etsy.com/shop/fixtures. By Buffalo Battleground Airsoft Arena and Store, providing birthday parties, walk-on play, and gaming 5 days a week. And by Wall Performing Arts Studios. Dance, act, sing, learn from the best.
And welcome back to our final segment of Out of Bounds, presented by Ghost Line Entertainment here at Danny South Restaurant. Karlos Williams, the Buffalo Bills, along with AJ Tarpley, Sal Capaccio. Thanks a lot for tuning in tonight, guys. Your brother plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Vince. What's it like having a brother in the NFL and playing against him in the preseason.
Tough, always tough. Growing up as a kid, we was always in competition. We're the closest in age.
Yeah.
So like we raced to the refrigerator for the last cup of milk to put in a bowl of cereal. We race to the bus stop to see who gets on the bus first. We always do that kind of stuff. So it's always high competition. He always give me those warnings. NFL different from college. It was a grown man's game. You better be ready. So and then we played against them. And I think the biggest thing that happened was I didn't get a chance to play, but just the fact that the Bills beat the Steelers is kind of bittersweet. He was happy I got the win being a younger brother, but also sad that the fact he played and it came up with the loss. But he's a great mentor. I look up to him. That's my role model, my hero. He's kind of like my dad almost. I lost my father when I was 9, and he looks and acts just like my dad. So he's kind of like a father that's just never left. So I really do appreciate having him.
And you have your own kids now.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I have my oldest, Junior, was born August 23rd. Going into my junior year. He's the oldest of my 3. I have a little girl, which is me and my fiance have. Her name's Kylie, and she'll be 2 in February. And my youngest, he's 8 months now, Kobe.
Wow.
He'll be a year old in December.
That's why you go by Karlos Senior. You like to be called Karlos Senior, right? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're gonna get married. When is do we have a date yet set?
I'm giving up my birthday in 2017. I figured if I'm gonna be engaged, I'm gonna be married to the woman I'm gonna be the rest of my life. It's my anniversary is more important than my own birthday. I have my kids now. My kids are more important than my own birthday. So I kind of if I ever go shopping, I kind of go shopping for my kids if I buy myself anything. So I spend most of my money on my little ones, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. My mother worked hard to make sure that her kids had everything that she didn't have, and so I kind of think the same way. But 2017 May 4th, so that'll be the day of the wedding.
Well, that'd be awesome. Congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
AJ, got the Miami Dolphins coming up. Ryan Tannehill, he has not had a lot of success against the Bills. How do you make sure that continues on Sunday?
I think Coach Ryan, Coach DT, and the rest of our staff is going to have a game plan, directly for him, directly for that offense, and we trust, the entirety of our scheme, the entirety of our well-being with them. Also, with the talent we do have on defense, I think these guys are going to be more than ready to come out there and get right back on track.
Are you looking forward to going against Ndamukong Suh and that defensive line, Mr.
Oh,
Williams?
most definitely. You see this guy, you have no idea, man. It's a dream come true to be able to play in the NFL, be able to say, you can suit up on a Sunday and go out there and contribute any way possible. But going against a guy like him, he's a dominant D tackle, probably the most dominant D tackle in the game. Vince Wilfork held that for a long time, but now
I think Marcel's right there taking it from him, though, right?
Well, we got the best 2 D tackles
right
in the NFL, but Suh's he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
He's always known to cause havoc, known to be in a little bit of trouble doing too much, but he's also known for being that dominant guy at that 0 and that 1 technique. So that's something they have to game plan for. But I believe the coaching staff and Coach Giro is going to have a definite game plan for him, and I think we're going to have a successful one down there.
You got family coming down from Davenport for the game? It's down in South Florida.
None of them. It's actually my fiance, my mother-in-law's birthday, so my fiance, her mother, and her aunt will be going down there. My mother will be going down there. My stepdad is coming down, so I have a ton of family going down there. It's my first game back in the state of Florida, so I can only imagine how my phone's going to look on Wednesday. So I guarantee I probably won't have a check next Wednesday, so all my family will be down there, all my family will be celebrating down there, so it'll be a good event. I just can't wait to be back in the state of Florida. It'll be warm.
Yeah, well, it's going to be warm here, but it's going to be hot down there. AJ, don't worry. Next year, Bills go out west. Don't worry about it. This year, you didn't catch this year. We go out west. Next year, the Bills go out west. You'll have some college friends that go see it. Karlos, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're a natural at this, man. You're gonna do this someday long when you're retired, many years.
I hope so.
Do this for right. AJ, thank you very much as always.
Thank
for
you.
AJ Tarpley, for Karlos Williams, I'm Sal Capaccio. Thanks a lot to Brian Jopp, Austin Galmarini, Mark Davies, Kristen Wiskevich, and of course everybody here at Danny South Restaurant for joining us on Out of Bounds.